welcome to episode 94 of Movies and Us. I'm TJ,
And I'm Marcus.
and this is the review show that reviews genre movies from the beginning sometimes.
What are we reviewing today, TJ?
We are covering JLA Adventures, Trapped in Time.
Trapped in Time?
Our first 2014 movie,
Yeah, wait, what's JLA stand for?
Justice League of America.
Yeah, just so the people out there who don't know.
But that's not what the title is.
I know.
If you can't type in Justice League of America and get this movie.
Which is really stupid, right?
Yeah, especially because considering, it's almost like JLA Adventures is the first of like a bunch of movies that's supposed to be this, and this is the only movie of this.
Oh, thank God. Because it had such sequel bait, like, I don't want to see more of this. I don't want to see another one.
Not, as far as I know, there isn't any more JLA Adventures.
Unless it's like a TV show that spins off of this, probably. I didn't do research because I don't care enough.
I don't think so. I think this is just a one-off.
Okay.
Because, I don't see anything that... I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Credits. This was directed by Giancarlo Volpe. Or Volpe. Screenplay by Michael Ryan. Produced by Giancarlo Volpe. Starring Diedrich Bader. For some reason has top billing even though he's barely in it.
Well, because he's playing Batman? Batman? Okay, well, it's Batman. That's why.
But he's not even really in it.
It's Batman.
Superman has more lines.
Yeah, but it's Batman.
Doesn't matter.
People are here to see Batman, TJ.
Diedrich Bader, Laura Bailey, who is prolific voice actress, also part of Critical Role cast.
That's where I know that face from.
Yep. Dante Bosco, who is Rufio, and why am I blanking? Zuko from Avatar. Yep.
And he's Zuko in this too, right? Like, can we say that?
I mean, his voice is always the same. So
voice, the temperament, everything.
Corey Burton. I don't know that one. Ray Delisle Griffin, Peter Jessup, Red. Tadasore?
Scory. Yeah, Scory, yeah.
Jack DeSena, Mike David Donovan.
He's also in Critical Role.
Michael David Donovan?
Oh, you missed. I'm sorry, you skipped. Oh, I'm looking at the side starring. You're all the way down there. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Tom Gibbous, Erica Luttrell? No. Leo O'Brien, who's also on Critical Role. Kevin Michael Richardson, Jason Spicek, Avery Waddell, and Travis Willingham, who's also on Critical Role.
That's the face I was looking at.
Yeah. Travis Willingham and Laura Barry are actually married.
Ah.
So, if anybody cares, no one really does. Well, there's your tidbits. Honestly, there is nothing else to talk about.
The runtime was 52 minutes.
Runtime's 52 minutes. There is no behind. Know what the behind the scenes is? Where this is? This was released exclusively at Target.
That's how popular this was.
And on January 21st, 2014, and it was released later everywhere else, generally on May 20th of the same year.
I guess we're going to have the most in-depth review of this damn movie, huh?
Probably. Because there's one review under reception.
Is it really?
Yeah. By some guy named Chris Sins of ComicsAlliance.com, saying that this movie doesn't have the pedigree of being inspired by a best-selling comic, but it's exactly the kind of project DC and animated movies should be focusing on.
Nope.
Oh, and also there's a few others. Cliff Wheatley from IGN gave it an 8 out of 10.
How the hell does this get an 8 out of 10?
JLA Adventures Trapped in Time is called back to the glory days of DC's animated offering. It may not be refined animation of the Bruce Timm era, but it's certainly a ton of fun despite its flaws.
No, it's not. I guess if you like time travel and don't like critical thinking, sure. No.
Marcus is expressing his opinion early on in this
movie's
one.
Terrible. It's not even terrible. It's just like time travel is the weakest part of this movie, and they do something big in it. It's like, well, then that makes no sense because these things will happen. Whatever. Box office, TJ. Let's talk about box office.
Well, I was going to get into that in a moment because I have no numbers for this.
No.
So I have no transition into the box office this time.
Let's do number 40 through, 35 or 30?
I mean, we're going to need time to go to 30.
That's fair. I can't remember. I wrote down 40. Okay, so number 40 is an adaptation of a stage play called Into the Woods. Have you heard of it?
I heard the name.
It's fairy tales. Jack and the Beanstalk. Like that, kind of like that. There's a witch.
Oh, sounds more like it'd be a Red Riding Hood.
Kind of that too, yeah. I like the play. I've never seen the movie. I think not Helen Mirren. Who's the one that wins? The very popular white lady.
Oh, that boils it
Oh,
down.
God, she's like very prolific.
Like
Not Helen Mirren. She's like, God damn it. She's
older actress?
yes.
Meryl Streep?
That's the name, TJ. You knew what I was looking for. You knew exactly the name I was looking for. Thank you. That movie made $212 million. At number 39, Expendables.
Wait, what about Meryl Streep?
Oh, she's in that movie. She's like the witch in that movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, good.
Oh, the
What
fat
was
guy too. James Gordon's in that movie. James Gordon, some douchebag. Chris Pine's in that too.
Okay.
Anna Kendrick, Emily Blunt.
Well, she was in everything at that time.
Emily Blunt, she was. She's another movie in here on my list I like, but I'm not going to say. Like I said, number 39, The Expendables 3.
I never saw the first two.
214 million. The first one's really, they get really dumb. They're dumb as is, but they get really stupid and like meta, and it's not fun. I don't like meta. At number 38, Dracula Untold made 217 million that year.
I mean, I know of Dracula.
That one stars Orlando Bloom as I guess I didn't see it. I saw the trailers for it. I think this was supposed to spin into their dark universe eventually.
I don't think so, because wasn't that the Mummy?
Yeah, but I said eventually. Like I think it was supposed to somehow tie into that problem. I don't fucking remember.
I think the Mummy was supposed to start it and then killed it.
Yeah, I mean, yes to that. Yes to that. 37 with 222 million. A movie called Non-Stop.
No idea.
Liam Neeson.
Well, it sounds like a movie he would be in at that time period.
Oh, man. At number 36, The Imitation Game. That was a Oscar nominee, I believe, if I recall correctly. Yeah. Starring,
Don't ask me. I never even heard of the name before.
It made $233 million. The white guy and, Jesus Christ. Is he in a super... Oh, it's Doctor Strange. That guy, Doctor Strange.
Oh, Benedict Cumberbatch?
That's it. I almost call him Ben Kingsley. That's not it. Benedict Cumberbatch. At number 35, the RoboCop. Sherlock, yes. I was thinking of something else. Like I'd seen this. I was going to say 12 Years a Slave. But like, you don't know that movie. RoboCop remake at 35 made 242 million.
Never saw it.
Colin Farrell. Neither did I. I saw it. It was.
You know what? I don't think I've ever saw the whole movie of RoboCop.
TJ, it's so cheesy and so good. It's so good.
Not only have I not seen the whole thing of RoboCop, but I don't think I've seen any of the sequels at all.
Oh, TJ, they're so good. If you like 80s action. Oh man!
I don't think I did.
That's
like, don't get me wrong. I seen bits and pieces of the original RoboCop.
Count. The first one's so. No, to be fair, the first time I saw it was like 2-3 years ago, so I can't say anything. But still, you were born this time. You were watching. What's that movie you made me watch? The kids and the Oz. You were watching Return to Oz, but not RoboCop. TJ, come on.
Well, what year did RoboCop come out?
The original.
Yeah.
That's a good time. 80 something. RoboCop came out in 1987.
I was 3.
Okay, that's old enough to watch RoboCop.
That's why I was watching Return to Oz instead of.
Man, this is a good movie. I wish I could make you watch it, but I'm not going to because I already saw it. So at number 34, this one stars The Rock, I think. Yeah, this one's The Rock. Hercules.
What?
Hercules.
There was a Rock Hercules movie?
Yeah, it came out at the same time another Hercules movie came out. That's why I had to make sure this one starring The Rock. Oh, it made $244 million. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just okay.
Okay.
That's it. At number 33, a horror movie called Annabelle made $257 million.
That's the one with the doll.
Yes, I think that's the whole Conjuring series, if I could believe.
Yeah, but that's the one definitely with the doll. We talk about this every time. I said, is that the one with the doll? But now I know that's the one with the doll. Yes,
because the name of the doll is Annabelle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still didn't see it. I just know it's the one with the doll.
I'm not going to see it. I don't like that kind of horror. This one. Wow, number 32. Made $268 million. It's Exodus, Gods and Kings.
No idea what that's.
At 31, Neighbors, starring Seth Rogen, Zac Efron. What's the actress in that one? I should know her name. Rose B. What's Byrne spell?
Byrne?
Is it Byrne?
I mean, I would have to see it know for sure, but it sounds like Byrne.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. Rose Byrne, Zac Efron, Seth Rogen, Lisa Kudrow.
I think I heard the name before, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, family, husband and wife with a kid coming on the way. buy or actually have a kid buy a house on a college campus next to a frat house and shenanigans pursue. It's okay. $270 million. At number 30, Mr. Peabody and Sherman. It's $275 million.
Is that an animated movie?
It's an animated movie of the old cartoons, yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
With the time traveling kid and the dog?
Yep, exactly.
Man, they really went back to the well for that one.
Yes, they did. Oh, they figured it's going to make money. And I guess it did make money.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, made top 40, which is impressive for that movie. Or top 30, I guess.
Yeah, top 30. That's good. But yeah, that's the box office for this week. We'll revisit next week with some other movie.
Or like the bottom top 10 all movies we're covering.
Hold on. So for our top 10, we're covering number 3, number 6, number 7, number 9, number 11, and I assume some more. At least on the box office wise, those are the top ones. Yeah. Yep.
What's the last one? Like 25 or something?
No, it's up. It's one of those numbers I just mentioned.
Oh,
yeah.
You sounded disappointed when you saw the number, though, when you talked about it earlier.
I was, because it's a good movie. You should get higher. So, yeah, that's on there. The number 102 is not. 101 is up there. 99 is. 98 is. But not the other. Well, I guess.
I don't look at the box office, so I'm always surprised every time.
I know. That's why I'm doing it. It's like, okay, this week we surprise Tuesday with.
That's your thing.
I know. I guess we're going to trailers.
Yes. So... upon loading this DVD,
yeah,
it was already a red flag.
Oh God, why? What was the trailer for?
Because even the trailers feel like an off-brand of what this is. Because this movie feels like an off-brand DC movie.
It is off. Yeah, it felt like an off-brand DC movie. What trailers did you get? Like Flash versus Flash or something?
I got the only legitimate trailer I got was the Lego movie.
The Lego movie, like the good one.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's good. I only heard it's good because I never saw it.
Okay.
But then I got trailers for Teen Titans Go, Beware of the Batman.
Beware of the Batman.
Which I guess is a 3D animated TV show.
3D as in 3D, you need glasses or 3D animated?
No, as in 3D animated.
Oh, okay.
I think we talked about it last week because you asked me if there's any modern Batman, and I think that's this one.
Okay.
I also got trailers for Tom and Jerry.
I mean, Warner Brothers, I guess.
The actual cartoon, though.
Wow.
And Tom and Jerry Giant Adventure. So Tom and Jerry beat Jack and Beanstalk.
Oh, okay.
So funny thing is, I watched the trailer for the Tom and Jerry, oh, that's nostalgia. And then I watched the trailer for Jack and Beanstalk one. That looks like garbage.
Of course it does.
But yeah, so that was weird. And then I got a trailer for a video game, Lego Legends of Chima Online.
Legends of Chima?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's that about?
I don't know. It's Lego, like ancient mythology, I guess?
Okay.
I guess it's a Lego original.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. We should review it.
It's a video game, and it's an online video game.
No.
And the first trailer that they showed me, the most prolific trailer, was Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery. Oh,
what? No way. Sounds awful.
It looked awful. Scooby-Doo with wrestlers. But yeah, so that was the quality. And you know how I know this was not quality too?
How?
Usually when I get one of these DVDs, they give me a couple of cartoons from Batman the Animated Series or something
oh, okay.
Something like that. And I did get 2 cartoons with this one. 2 animated cartoons. They're from the 1970s Super Friends.
Jesus, really? Nothing? Wow.
2 Super Friends cartoons.
That's a red flag. That's not good.
Yeah, that was the second red flag. I was like, oh, these trailers are not... Uh-oh. And then, Super Friends, this is not looking good.
It's not good at all.
Yeah. But those are my trailers. I guess we should dive into this, huh?
I'm excited. I actually like this movie a lot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I love time travel, TJ.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to say what I'm going to say, but yeah. Let's do this. Woo!
All right. So, we open up with a very TV movie opening. As far as credits concerned, this is definitely feels like this is a movie bases off of a TV show.
I like because it sets the mood. And I kind of okay, cool. I like this. I like this. I like this.
So they like the opening things.
Because it reminded me of okay, I'm gonna watch an old '90s cartoon.
But this felt like an updated version of something like the Super Friends.
Yes, but
from the
update it in a like
tone,
visually bad way.
from the tone to the one-liners to
Yes.
everything. This movie
Yes.
is just like, this is kids movie to the max.
Yes. Because I think if they would have aimed this more for an adult, I'm not saying make it like R or PG-13, they could have kept it PG, but have some logic in it. I think this could have been a more enjoyable ride.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. The story's not great.
That's what I'm saying. If they could have kept the main story, whatever, sure, but just make it more plausible and more like, not what it is. It could have been something.
So this movie is not even an hour long.
No. No.
So, and the act structure is pretty basic.
If not even counting credits, it's like barely 50 minutes.
Right. But I'm not going to lie, it felt forever watching it to me.
Well, were you taking notes?
I took a few notes.
That's why. I took no notes.
It felt forever for me, and I fell asleep a couple of times.
Oh, thank God. I thought it was just... I was in my bed under my blanket. I got 20 minutes into it. Like, this is fine, whatever. I closed my eyes, wake back up. Like, where did the next 20 minutes go? What happened? So I had to go all the way back. Like, what the did I miss? And so you slept.
Yeah,
you never sleep for these things.
I kept nodding off. I was like, this movie's so boring.
It really is. Because it's not challenging. It's just like, this is stupid.
And just to prove the stupidity of this thing, we open up with Lex Luthor and the Legion of Doom.
Which is, okay, since you're ready, I don't care for Legion of Doom. I never have. I always thought they were just super cheesy and stupid.
Yeah, and they picked weird people for the Legion of Doom in this one that post them anyway. It doesn't matter, though. But, so, the Legion of Doom have built a bunch of satellites to not melt the Arctic ice caps, but to expand them so it will lower the water levels so that the land that they bought underneath the water will be worth more money. Lex Luthor is back to a real estate mogul.
It's like, I was like, God, I literally said God damn it out loud. Like, not again. I was so like, we left this Lex Luthor, guys.
Why?
He can do more than real estate, guys.
And you know what the worst part is?
What?
Later in the same movie, they say Lex Luthor is the greatest supervillain ever. Like, what?
Think of that. Like, he may be, but he just focuses on land too much.
Well, no, he's not the greatest. That's easily the Joker. But even aside that, like, there are Superman villains that are better than Lex Luthor.
God.
Like, I could argue Brainiac or Darkseid.
Well, I would probably say it depends on how they interpret Lex Luthor, I guess.
Well, at the same time, like, if we're going just purely on name brand, you associate Superman with Lex Luthor, sure. But when you say supervillain, the first villain that comes to your mind is Joker. Let's be real.
No, obviously.
So, even no matter what standard you want to apply to this, quality,
it's Vader, it's Joker.
Name recognition, comic book villain, Lex Luthor is not the top of any list.
No. Sadly, no.
All right. So yeah, Lex is trying to, real estate again. And then, of course, the Justice League shows up. And they are just generic Justice League.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Robin's there.
Yeah, I thought that, like, why is he, whatever, sure.
I don't know, Robin's, as far as I know, has never really been in the Justice League.
Yeah.
And not only is he there, he's an annoying crybaby.
Oh my God. He was a whiny kid in this.
Yeah, and way to ruin my favorite character, sure.
Yeah. Well, do you want to say who's in the Doom and who's in the League?
Sure, I guess.
So you might as well, because it kind of matters, I guess.
So the Justice League consists of Batman and Robin, the Flash, Superman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and Aquaman.
Yeah. You wouldn't know because they have no dialogue and character developments, but yeah.
No, they don't. Excuse me. You're good. On the opposite side is Lex Luthor, Captain Cold,
Cheetah,
Gorilla Grodd, Black Manta, Solomon Grundy, Toyman, and Bizarro.
Which is like the most bizarre lineup.
Well, you see, they screwed it up, really, because the Legion of Doom is supposed to, counteract the Justice League. They're their arch villains.
Yes.
So,
who's Toyman?
Toyman.
Who's he the villain of?
Hold on. Toyman, first of all, is supposed to be a person, not an actual toy.
Yes, I thought so. It's a puppet.
This was stupid. I don't know why he's in this movie. It's essentially to be a puppet thing so he could be in space because it doesn't make sense for anyone else to be up there. Anyway, Toyman is a Superman villain.
Why is he like the opposite of Batman though?
I don't know.
Like Bat, whatever.
Solomon Grundy is a Batman villain.
Yeah.
So that's his opposite kind of thing. It's a weird one to choose.
Isn't Gorilla Grodd the Flash?
Gorilla Grodd and Captain Cold are Flash.
Okay, yeah.
Bizarro's Superman, obviously. Black Manta's Aquaman.
Who's Wonder Woman? Oh, Cheetah.
Cheetah's Wonder Woman. Cyborg doesn't have but then to be fair to Cyborg, he doesn't really have a prolific enemy. So
He does he? Thinking about it.
No, because the thing about Cyborg and even Robin is they're part of the Teen Titans.
Yeah.
And the Titans' enemy is Deathstroke most of the time. So it's like, and when they turned everything over and did New 52, Cyborg was promoted to Justice League for some reason instead of the Titans.
Yeah.
But he's always been a Titan, and they're just now bringing him back down to the Titans, so I don't know. Maybe it's because they didn't have any black people in the Justice League.
I guess that.
But yeah, that's who's in the Justice League and the Legion of Doom. And the first act is Justice League stopping the Legion of Doom, and then everything goes wrong, and then they stop Lex Luthor's plan, but the thing that was creating the ice caps freezes Lex Luthor in an ice, and then the day is saved, and everything lived happily ever after. And know how I know that? Because we cut to 1,000 years into the future.
It's bizarre because they couldn't find his body for how many 1,000 years, right? They said
something like that. Yeah,
they couldn't find his body. Like they really didn't try to find his body because I think Superman could have easily have found the body.
Well, you know what? Let me go through my notes real quick of everything that I wrote during that fight there. So, I wrote Toyman's a toy for some reason. Robin's a crybaby. The one-liners are terrible. I don't think Cyborg should be able to breathe in space because he's actually technically human.
Oh, fair.
The tone is terrible. And when Lex Luthor was gets trapped in the ice, Superman's like, I gotta go find him. Wonder Woman was like, don't, he's gone. Don't bother looking for him, is what she said.
Superman would still look for him.
And even, it wouldn't even take that hard. Use your X-ray vision or
Exactly. Exactly. It's ice and a skeleton. That's all you gotta find.
It's like it wouldn't take you 3 seconds, but okay, I guess we're not looking for Lex Luthor.
Bizarre to me. And bizarre Superman, this made no sense. He wasn't consistent with his dialogue. And
no, because he's supposed to say the opposite of everything he's supposed to say, but sometimes they don't do it.
Exactly. It's like
they got lazy. Sometimes they got lazy. You're like, I just say whatever.
Yeah, this character is dumb.
He's only there so they can have a conversation with him and Solomon Grundy, so use the stupid voices that they use. Anyway, the second act of this movie is we're in the future with two members of the Legion of Superheroes. For those of you who don't know, Legion of Superheroes are the future heroes of the year 3000 or something like that. And there's a lot of them. I hate the Legion of Superheroes, honestly. They're bland and generic to me because they got names like Lightning Lad and stupid.
By that point, yeah, I guess it becomes generic, right? 3,000 years into it, what's my name? Yeah, I guess Flying Boy. I don't know. Karate Kid. What am I calling myself now? All the good names are taken.
But they're kind of, they feel like a generic superheroes. They've been trying to make them a thing for years, and some people really like the Legion of Superheroes. Not for me. No. I hate them. I think they're stupid.
The little I saw in this, I hated it. Just the name alone. And
to be fair, this representation of the Legion of Superheroes isn't representative of the Legion of Superheroes.
That's fair.
The actual Legion of Superheroes is better than this, and I recognize that some people really like the Legion of Superheroes,
and they're wrong.
Essentially,
simple as that. I have no dog in a fight. I don't care. You guys are wrong.
I can't stand the Legion. Every time a Legion of Superheroes book comes out, I want to read this garbage.
You don't have to, do you?
I kind of do, because I started reading every DC book that comes out from every week, and I just haven't stopped.
Well, you can stop whenever you want. You're your own person.
Yeah, but now I'm kind of in a routine with it. So every time the new comics come out, I just read what comes out, whether it's good whether it was good or bad. I mean, there hasn't been a Legion book in a long time, so
that's fair.
But yeah, I don't like the Legion, but people do. And to be fair, even the people who would like the Legion would not like this representation of the Legion. Because the two people they focus on are Dawnstar, who is a pretty prolific person of the Legion of Superheroes, and Karate Kid, who is not.
Really?
He's really not. I think this is the first time I've come across Karate Kid as a Legion of Superhero. I don't even know if he's a real Legion of Superhero.
Really?
Yeah, I actually didn't do any research into him. I guess he is hovering over the thing, but like every time I seen a Red Legion book, he's never been in it. So
I mean, it's kind of pointless.
and he's stereotypical. You would think they would have gotten over that over in the last 1,000 years or so.
Of course, I mean, is he though?
Yeah,
Like, I'm not trying to play devil's advocate. I'm not trying to be like, oh, it's fine. But
his name's Karate Kid. He does karate and he's Asian.
Well, with that, maybe I'm problematic, but it kind of makes sense, I guess, because he comes from that. Just because that person would come from that culture. Granted, his name's terrible. He could go by anything like Captain Fish or
That's my point. If they had the name of Karate Kid, maybe it would have worked.
Yeah, the name is terrible.
I think, honestly, his outfit is not very,
no, his whole
design is very stereotypical.
Yes, but I think the idea of someone coming from that area and knowing all the former martial arts and going into chakra, that makes sense. Fine, whatever. Yeah, I accept that, but I guess
I'm not saying an Asian person can't be that. I'm just saying the design and the name that they use is stereotypical.
Yes, yeah, I'll give you that.
And it's not the first time we get a stereotype in this movie.
No, we get another one like right after we meet this character.
Yeah. So we're in the future, and Karate Kid and Dawnstar are junior members of the Legion of Superheroes. They're not full-blown members, and they're on assignment, and I guess to tour the museum of ancient superheroes past.
For some reason.
Yep, and
they come across the supervillain.
They apparently found Lex Luthor frozen in ice, like I don't know how long ago in this time, but
they found him in 28.
You know what's messed up? They find Lex Luthor frozen in ice, and they put him on display in a museum. Right,
just keep his corpse on ice in a museum.
He's obviously can be revived because he gets revived. So they just left him trapped in ice. That is messed up.
Which I guess it's a dumb idea because eventually they gotta take the thing off ice, right? So like,
I mean, but like even if they're like, oh man, this is the greatest superhero villain of all time, they do thaw him out and arrest him.
Well, I get not wanting to arrest him because he could be problematic. So I guess keep him in and suspended purgatory is fine.
He's from the 2000. They have 1,000 years of technology. I'm sure they have ways to deal with a regular human with like advanced minds.
Yes, but maybe that just fell to the wayside. And maybe it's like we could profit off of this.
All I'm saying is that if the same people who decided to put him on display could have found a way to keep him in check in a jail, is all I'm saying.
No, I agree. I mean,
at this point, they might as well have thrown him out and put him in a zoo.
That's essentially, yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Lex Luthor's on ice, and then Karate Kid is an idiot also on top of his stereotype because he's Zuko. He's literally Zuko. He's
it's just watching Zuko be
everything.
Zuko.
He wants to be in the action and doing stuff, and he proves that by punching shockwaves the ice essentially, and that causes Lex to get free. And
literally the dumbest thing I've seen in this movie. Like, what's the point of that? He says I can control my I think it's dumb.
You think that's the dumbest thing in the movie, and not the fact that Lex Luthor gets free from ice and goes a room over and finds a time traveling hourglass that allows him to go back to his own time.
There's a lot of dumb things that just happen, but I feel like that is like
this whole section is one giant illogical MacGuffin.
Yes, like we have to have this happen because of reasons. But I just had a problem. Like why? Like maybe because I was never that kid to do dumb shit like that. But like, why would you do this? Why would you just do that? But whatever, yeah. Because like you said, this stupid thing happens, the next stupid thing happens, and then there's another stupid thing that's whatever. Continue.
Yeah. Anyway, Lex Luthor gets free. He gets a time traveling hourglass that has a captured Grim Reaper called the Time Trapper inside who can time travel, I guess.
Okay, now I love this character. I was looking at the design and looking at the stuff. Like, this character is really cool. I would love to have him be as a part of some kind of D&D campaign.
With the time trapper?
Yeah, I like him a lot.
I don't know. I don't know how you would implement something like that in a D&D campaign, because the point of time travel is to, explore past that you know. And usually in a D&D campaign, you don't know what the past is, so what's the point?
Is it a past you know? Because the Lex Luthor goes like, well, I guess it's past you know. But maybe I have it. I'm thinking as we talk, like have each player make like 3 or 4 different character sheets, or maybe we'll have one character but 3 sheets of that one character from like level 5 to level 10 to level 20, and like time travel with that shit. Probably. I don't know.
Well, then it kind of breaking the whole time travel thing in, because like when you time travel to the future, does you automatically gain those levels, and you go to the past, you automatically lose those levels?
Yeah. Tonight, okay, we're going into.
So you're just one person inhabited in your own body. So it's more like quantum leap than time travel.
I guess that. Or maybe you could keep your character sheet and just go with the time travel and just stick with that part. I don't know. I'll think about this and do it. You continue talking about this movie.
You could do that campaign. I'm already working on mine.
That's fair. I like that. Or we just like go to like big events. Like, oh, here's Strahd's Castle. Okay, now here's whatever big thing in time travel bullshit. Sure, guys, and D&D shit.
So I clicked on the time trapper character because apparently he's from a comic book.
Yes.
But it looks like he's from literally one comic
yes.
book. Adventure Comics number 317. He resides at the end of time and erected the Iron Curtain of Time to keep his enemies from entering his time period in the future. The identity of the time trapper changes periodically, ranging from a controller named Paras, the Cosmic Boy, to Laurie Morin, the Superboy Prime, to the universe's living embodiment of entropy, to sentient alternate timelines, and at times employed the identity of the Time Master when dealing with the Justice League of America and its heroes.
Maybe I would have him as like a part of like the deck of many things, or he could be like his thing you could find by accident in the tomb. You with it, and now you just lose your character sheet, and now that could be another whole side adventure or something. But I would definitely do something with this character.
Okay, we could talk about D&D after.
I know, because this character seems like really fun to have in a campaign. That's all I'm saying. Like, give me the big bad evil guy or something, or whatever. But anyways, yeah, some bullshit happens in some movie.
So yeah, I guess the time trapper just serves whoever picks up the hourglass, because Lex Luthor goes back in the past, and then we get like Dawn Star and Karate Kid and like going to the Justice League in a stereotypical taxi.
Yeah, because in Hollywood, the only taxi drivers happen to be
Indian.
Yeah. And when this come out? 2014. The Duper exist yet? Like, come on, guys, this is pretty bad.
So the future heroes go to the past heroes, and there's a misunderstanding, and Robin fights them, and then they're like, what are you doing? Because they're kids, and when the other guy showed up, and then they explain what's happening, and then they go, and then Lex Luthor, by the way, in the future, Lex Luthor steps on a panel and learns Clark Kent's secret identity is Superman.
Okay, yeah.
Watching scenes that could not have possibly been recorded.
Okay, first off, isn't he not? I know Superman's not immortal, but how long is his life?
It is.
Does he die of old age? Does he just?
It depends. It depends on they go back and forth on it.
Okay, because for this timeline, I was like, "Where's Superman at?"
Because sometimes he's there in the way future, and sometimes he's not. Sometimes he is.
Okay, and did he just have like a tell-all and tell everyone his past?
Even if he did, they have recorded of Krypton explode.
That's just crazy. Yeah, all of it's just like, what? Okay,
I don't know.
Exposition, I guess, right?
And honestly, even it would have probably been more along the line of Superman got killed somewhere along the line.
No, I get that, but then, like, does he have a diary and he just told everyone this, or did they see this in his solitude lair? Like, I don't know how this happened, and this is weird to me.
Like, the most logical explanation of how he told everybody is, like, up until, like, 2 or 3 months ago, Superman's identity was revealed to the world. He told everybody.
His identity, or I guess, but why? But,
yeah, he told the entire world that he's Clark Kent. So,
why?
Because why not? Because he was tired of hiding his identity from everybody. He felt like he was lying to everybody, and he's supposed to be the symbol of hope. How can they trust him if they don't know who he is?
Why not just kill off Clark Kent and just be you?
Because he is Clark Kent. Superman's the secret identity.
I know, but it's like, I don't know.
That's like, he is Clark Kent. He goes by Clark. The only people who call him Superman are the people who he saves, or his enemies.
I guess, but he gets just
all of his friends call him Clark.
But like I said, he could just, what? I'm not gonna get into it. Don't care enough. Anyways, yeah, that.
I don't even remember where I was.
I don't fucking know. It's Clark Kent, Legion of Doom, because they're all back in the present day now.
Oh, right, yeah. So yeah, the kids go get the Justice League and they team up as Lex Luthor reveals his stupid plan to go back in time to throw baby Kal-El back into space. Why not just kill the baby?
It's so
other than this is a kids show.
That, I guess, yeah.
Because it's ridiculous. Why even bother with this thing going back in time? We can't let Kal-El grow up on Earth. No, the story is you go back in time to kill the baby so that he can't exist in this time period.
Or why not just take over the present, future, or go all the way back in time?
Yeah,
why do you have to go back to the time you're at?
And
you have time travel. Do whatever the you want.
So here's the thing. There's a big fight in the past, and, they actually succeed. They throw baby Kal-El into space, Ace, and he doesn't grow up on Earth. And which erases Superman which erases the Justice League. But...
No. Just no. No, that's not how that should work.
Here's a problem with that. Justice League might not have never been formed, sure, but Batman would still exist.
Exactly.
Aquaman would still exist.
Exactly. These characters would still exist.
They still exist. They might not be a team, but they wouldn't just vanish.
And let's say him not existing makes him not exist, then the opposites wouldn't exist. Because there would be, for sure, no Bizarro Superman. There's going to be no Lex Luthor motivation. These characters would not... This movie wouldn't happen.
No.
Right?
It would all break.
It's the stupidest thing ever.
So not only they have the motivation wrong, the break in the time logic. Time logic is broken regardless. We've already established in the same place we hate time travel. It's stupid. There's never any logical thing to it.
No.
But even the motivations to go back in time to kill the baby is wrong. It's because they don't even try. They just throw him into space.
What do you think they're bad guys? Well, they could go really dark with it. Just off mom podcast and just, like you said, kill the baby.
I know.
Or there's so much other...
But even the villains treat the baby as oh, look at the baby.
Right?
It's like, this is stupid.
Yeah. This is really bad.
Anyway, their plan works and the Justice League's a race, and the villains are there, and they can take over the world now.
No,
they start doing that.
That's not how that would work, though, TJ.
But that's what the movie told us how it works, Marcus,
how
okay?
That would work. And that's where I really turn my brain off. I just no.
And I'm trying to push through, okay?
No, it's not right. We should just end the review here and give this a 0, because that makes no damn sense. How is there still a Bizarro Superman? How would there still be a Bizarro Superman?
We already knew this was a problem when we saw the title Trapped in Time.
Bullshit, TJ.
Whatever. Legion of Doom is taking over the world, but they for some reason the two kids from the future are still around because even though the Justice League inspired the Legion of Superheroes to become whatever, doesn't matter, they're still around, and so their plan is to go to find past Lex Luthor and unfreeze him from the ice, so that changes the future, which doesn't automatically make future Lex Luthor disappear for some reason, but it does free the Time Trapper to make him disappear, because the Time Trapper is the one that made the Justice League disappear, because they don't just fade out. The Time Trapper actually has to make this stuff happen, which makes no sense as far as time travel goes, but whatever. Moving on. And so he races past Lex, and oh no, look, we got the Time Trapper is the villain. And I guess since the Time Trapper is the villain and erased the future Lex, which means future Lex never did everything, which would not mean that the Time Trapper would be here in the first place. But since that's gone on the last anomaly, which brings back to the Justice League to fight the Time Trapper, but the Time Trapper doesn't get stopped by the Justice League because they just get their asses kicked by the Time Trapper, and then the kids have to save the day, and then the day is saved.
You saying this, and I saw the movie, and I still confused me. It's just a bunch of it has to work out, I guess, kind of situation.
So they saved the day, and Time Trapper has been stopped and returned to his... I guess he's returned to his hourglass, but now when they turn it, he doesn't come back out anymore. I don't know. Whatever, because the hourglass still works, which means he's still there. But he's no longer a physical representation of it. Whatever. They are saved. the kids are going back to the future, but when they get to the future, the statue of Superman's been replaced with Lex Luthor, and oh no! So the Legion of Superhero kids say, okay, even though they're now in a future that is different and somehow still exists as Legion of Superhero, which is an anomaly, which doesn't make sense, they go back in time to, I guess, fix it. But it ends there on that cliffhanger, as if we're going to get another movie to this garbage thing. The end.
I hate this movie, TJ. I hate this movie, TJ.
Oh, and by the way, I didn't even look at my notes when I was doing it at the time. I wrote, why not kill baby Superman? Stupid plan. But throughout this whole thing, like, Lex Luthor used the thing to get back to the past, and the two kids try to stop him. And they were frozen in ice, which they were talking frozen in ice. I don't know how they managed to talk when they were frozen. But, like, Lex Luthor gets away, and then Dawnstar's like, oh, I should have stopped him. How? And then throughout this whole thing, she keeps like, I should have did this. She did nothing wrong throughout this entire movie.
No.
And yet, because everything's Karate Kid's fault, literally, he screwed up everything, and everything is literally his fault. But yeah, it's both their fault somehow. It's on both of them. And no, this movie's garbage.
It's trash. There's nothing positive about this movie. I'm just thinking, like, they could have had Lex Luthor just take baby Superman, baby Clark, like, motivate him to be like Lex Luthor.
Do you remember?
I would rather watch that. Yeah.
Do you remember Batman, Superman, the Public Enemies, and the Apocalypse movie we watched?
Yes.
They were based off of the first two story arcs of Batman, Superman.
Okay.
The third story arc is essentially people from the future going back in time and taking child Bruce after his parents are murdered and taking baby Superman before the Kents can get to him, and then raising them and turning them into like evil versions of themselves.
Perfect. That's perfect. That makes total sense.
Yeah. Go read that story arc because that's a better story. That's the same thing that this movie's trying to do, but they
should have done that. They should have taken baby Superman. Like, yeah, I'll make you me, but superhero. Like, perfect. This movie
is garbage.
Totally skip. I get why it was a target for sale, probably in a bargain bin.
This is a bargain bin movie.
Awful. Like I'll give it this as a plus. Like, visually, it's colorful enough to put in the background on mute and just let it do that.
I actually don't like the designs. I think it's like Saturday morning cartoon.
Yes.
This is supposed to be a movie, It's
a DVD you get out of the box of like a knockoff Cheerios. I'm like, I'll watch this.
But I think we're going to have to give this 2 ratings, though.
No.
I think we're going to have to give our objective garbage opinion.
No.
But then we have to rate it based on what it is, like compared to other things of its nature.
Like, what is this compared to, TJ?
Like, you've seen other movies like this.
I only have one rating for this movie.
So, like in comparison to those movies, like, is this a good kids movie?
No.
Would a kid be able to watch this?
No.
And get? I actually think they would.
Define a kid. What age?
Like 5.
No. So I think any kid sentient enough to question, well, Superman's gone. Why is Bizarro Superman here?
See, you're wrong. You haven't been around enough kids. You're thinking that kids are smart. They're not that smart.
I'm not saying they're smart. But like,
so I think a kid would get something. I would just watch this and be like, and would not question it, and we would fine with it. Honestly.
I think some kids would question this. I think enough kids.
Some kids, sure.
I'm not saying they're gonna be like prolific about it.
I'm just saying. I'm saying in general, putting this on for a stupid kid, it would be it's a fine bargain bin Justice League cartoon.
Even then, I don't think so. I mean, I guess because it's flashy and has some fights, but. No, because the fights are still not that great enough for the kid to be like, "Oh, this is really."
Again,
inspiring.
I think you're overestimating and judging based on your experience.
I am, because I know there's some dumbass kids out there.
Like you don't understand what the things that they would watch and
I get that. I get this movie is for them, but there are movies out there that are for them are still better than this. That's why it's still a bad movie.
Like, if
you made this for a kid, why have time travel on it? Because kids don't understand what time travel is. They can't grasp that.
Half the movies of kids' movies are time travel. Who are you kidding?
Exactly, and the kids usually question those things that they're smart enough. I'm not going to give this 2 ratings. This is a 1 rating bad movie. I'm not angry nor offended by this movie. I'm just like, this movie's really stupid. I'm just surprised how dumb it is.
But like, we can't compare this to something like Flashpoint because it's not in the same category.
Yes, we can. It's a fucking cartoon movie that happens to have superheroes in it. That's our whole genre. That's our whole podcast, DJ. It's literally the same category. I'm on HBO Max right now. This movie is called JLA Adventures Trapped in Time. Underneath of it, there's movies that they recommend. Superhero, Justice League, The New Frontier, Superman vs. the Elite, Superman, Batman, Public Enemies, All-Star Superman, Justice League, Crisis of 2 Earths. All 5 of these movies we've seen. Hey, there's more movies. Superman, Man of Tomorrow, Justice League, the Fatal Five, Justice League, Gods. I can keep going on, TJ. It recommends everything we have seen and are going to see. This is that category. I'm sorry.
But that's because that's what HBO Max does. They want you to click on the next.
Yes. Thing. So as a kid,
but they're not recommending it to you because look, JLA Adventure because it has Superman in it. That's why the algorithm's picking it up. Yeah. But it's not picking it up because of the quality of the movie.
No, but like this movie's TV Y7. So I guess whatever that young kid 7, I guess.
Yes, exactly. For 7-year-olds.
Yes.
Whereas if you looked at Flashpoint, that is not for a 7-year-old.
And I know this.
That's my whole point. This is a bargain bin kids movie.
But it's still a kids movie.
This might as well be a Mighty Mouse movie. Yeah, is what I'm saying.
I'm not saying I shouldn't have to judge this differently.
I'm just saying comparisonly. I'm not even when I said 2 ratings. What I meant is like, how would you compare it in comparison to other movies like this? Do you know what I'm saying?
Visually, it has something. The rest of it's nothing. That's the best I can give this movie.
But all these movies are nothing. That's kind of my point.
Like Lex Luthor, like the characters do have motivations. The one that has speaking lines, they have somewhat character development. They're strong enough characters for this movie. Visually, the animation is. It may be off-brand, but it's still a solid animation. Like, it's not janky. It's not bad animation, so it's good. Like I said, I could put this on mute without having to hear the dialogue and the logic in the background, and it'd be fine. It's definitely a fine in the background movie.
That's why I'm like, I think it's to be fine children's movie.
I wouldn't show my child this.
Yeah, but you wouldn't show your child a lot of things.
I would show my kid a lot of things. They say one of those a lot of things. Say that right now. It's a lot. I would show my kid Mandy, TJ.
Yeah, I know. You're not. That's my whole point. I disagree. I think the average family, the average person would be fine with this movie.
No, because now at that point, we're saying most movies we see the average American would enjoy. And like, that, because the average American's stupid. You know this.
I'm saying the average kid, though.
But like when we judge, like...
Most of the superhero stuff we watch aren't for kids.
Yeah, but I'm saying if we judge that Flashpoint paradox, well, the average viewer would enjoy this movie. No, this is my rating, not the average person's rating. I don't care what the average person. They know I don't like super. They don't know. They know I don't like superheroes. They don't know I don't like time travel. So this movie is not for me.
My problem is this doesn't feel like a movie to me. You know what I mean? It feels like a TV movie. If you get what I mean, like it's like a cartoon TV movie
funny?
that you
back was a Swamp Thing, I think, or Stamp That. Well, one that wasn't Stamp That. I think it's like Supergirl, Swamp Thing, whatever. Howard the Duck. That era of our reviews, we've had these arguments, and we were on different sides.
Were we?
Yes, I was like as a movie for a TV, you were like, no, it's a movie. So we have totally flip flopped our side. I think that's hilarious. Because you would always say, well, that's a movie, not TV versus that. You should be like, no, yeah. But either way,
that's funny. Anyway, I was always going to give it one objective score. Anyway.
No, yeah, and I get this isn't for me. I get this as a kids movie. I just still think it's super flawed. And I'll get it. I have no hatred.
I was miserable watching it. I'm not gonna lie.
I wasn't. I was entertained by how fucking bad it is, and like
I was like, why am I wasting my time on this? That's what I was thinking the entire time.
And the fact that both of us, especially you, took a nap during this movie and nodded off a few times, that's saying something, right? That should be saying something, how detrimentally bad this movie is.
Yeah, but to be fair, I just went back to work this week.
You don't find excuses for this bad movie.
So, like, it was my first week back to work. I watched it at 2:00 in the morning. And so maybe that had something to do with it, but it's still bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm bullying it is what I guess I'm because it feels like it doesn't, it's like I picked it up out of a dollar store bin or something. And now I'm reviewing it harshly for no reason. No one cares. You know what I mean?
That's what reviewers do, man.
No, people do care about reviews.
No. I'm saying like we do pick up things that should not be bullied. And we're going to bully the shit out of it. Like the bar is set so low for this movie, and it doesn't reach that bar because of its fallacies and just like things have to happen. This movie is movies got a movie. That's what this movie is. It's like it's got to happen because it's got to happen. We got to fill 50
Yeah.
minutes, and we can't even fill an hour. It's like, come on.
All right, what are you giving it, Marcus?
I don't know. Like, I don't hate this movie. And I'm watching the Robin fight the two kids right now. It's solid. It's a solid movie. The characters have their motivations. Visually, it's okay. It's a story, man. The story's stupid. You always argue like a bad story will ruin a good movie. So like, I don't know,
Right.
man. Like,
and it did here for me. It did. But like I'm just looking at it, and if I showed this to like I could put this on for many scene a few, and they'd be fine with it.
if they have no questions coming back to you, I'd be shocked. Like I get the kids will like how colorful this is. I get that the kids like the
but
loud
like at the same time though, they probably watch it for 15 minutes and move on to something.
Exactly, else. This will not hold.
But like that's any kid. That's my whole thing.
Yeah, so like I don't think you can judge it like that.
I don't know. You need to give it a score to unlock it.
I know. Like I don't think this deserves a 1 because I think a 1 goes to something.
Oh wait, this doesn't deserve a 1, but Public Enemy's Batman Superman did.
I actually had feelings towards that. I have no feelings towards this movie besides wow.
I would argue having no feelings toward a boring movie is worse than having feelings toward it, because at least you had feelings towards it.
This is so the fact that how stupid it is, and I can't forget it because they got rid of the Justice League, but for some reason the Legion of Doom stayed. And like you said, the kids from the future still around for some reason. Like this movie's really stupid.
It is
really dumb, but I'm not angry. It's like this is a movie.
Well, is it because it was in and out? And
I think it was so quick in its stupidity. You catch up on the stupid things, you can't dwell on them because the next stupid thing comes in at you so quickly. So it could be that it's under 50 minutes. Like, okay, it's like watching a long show episode of something.
Yeah.
I don't know what to give this.
Wow, our struggling with the score is longer than our review.
It really is. So I'm trying to judge. It definitely is a 1, but it's not. What are you thinking of giving it?
I don't know. I was going to judge based on what you were going to give it.
I know. Like maybe it's a 2. It's no higher than a 3. I think 1 is too offensive. Yeah, for this.
I think it's between a 1 and a 3.
I don't know.
And I think you should give it a 1 based on the past ones that you've given.
I don't like judging things off of other things I've seen. It's all momentarily for me. Like in this moment in time, like last night and today.
Yeah, I know.
I have no strong feelings either way of this movie besides it's just dumb.
Me neither. Well, I was like, it was pissing me off in the beginning. It was like this, like the tone and everything. It was like, what am I watching? Why am I here?
Yeah.
And then once I settled in, I just started to fall asleep.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Like the first 5-10 minutes, especially when Robin's talking, I was like, oh, this is like grinding my gears. Then a nap came. I woke back up, had to rewind. Like, okay, this isn't as bad as I remember going. I think it was gonna. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is maybe a 1. I do want people to see this so they understand. That's the thing. I want people to see this one too. So maybe a 2. It's like a 2. I'm looking at Toy Master, the toy. I'm gonna give this a 2 because I see that character and I'm like, this character's stupid. I'm giving this a 2 out of 10. No, 2. A 2. It's a 2. I think maybe a 3. What's the last one?
I think I'm gonna settle on a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I haven't been as harsh on movies as you have been, so I give 1s very sparingly.
I give them sparingly enough.
You gave them more than I do.
I don't think I've given that many 1s.
You gave that Batman Superman Public Enemies a 1.
I forget that one pissed me off. That's why that one really made me angry.
Like I think the only 1 that I've ever given out is Wonder Woman.
That was offensive too. But see, yeah, those made me have like a negative emotion. This one has had like no emotion. I'll give this one a 2. I'm looking at the racial stereotypes too, like the taxi driver. Like that ain't cool.
Yeah, I think we're settled at a 2.
Yeah.
At least we can get to something better next week. Even if it's bad, it's gonna be better.
Is it bad next week?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
All I know is at least it'll be something.